Growing up, I always believed I was straight. That's what everyone around me expected, and I never questioned it. Crushes on boys, awkward dates in high school, daydreams about fairy tale weddings, all of it was painted as normal. So I followed the script, never stopping to wonder if it was really mine. At 19, I was in my first year of university, juggling classes, part-time work, and trying to figure out who I was. Love was the last thing on my mind. Or at least, that's what I told myself. Then came Sophia. We met during a late-night study session at the library. She had this easy confidence, like she belonged anywhere she went. Her laugh echoed across the room, and for reasons I couldn't explain, it made my stomach flutter. She caught me looking once, and instead of looking away, she smiled at me. That smile, it was small, soft, but it landed in my chest like a spark catching fire. We started talking that night. She asked about my major, teased me for my messy handwriting, and shared how she always worked better with music in her ears. I felt comfortable with her almost instantly, a kind of comfort that didn't feel ordinary. When we packed up to leave, she brushed her hand against mine as she handed back a pen I had dropped. That simple touch lingered in my mind long after I got back to my dorm. At first, I told myself it was just admiration. Sophia was magnetic, anyone would be drawn to her. But when I caught myself replaying her smile in my mind before bed, or searching for her in the cafeteria the next day, something inside me whispered a truth I wasn't ready to face. The more time I spent with Sophia, the harder it became to ignore the quiet pull between us. She had this way of making the world slow down. In a crowded room, my eyes always found her. In conversations with friends, I caught myself waiting for her laugh, the one that made me feel like I was in on a secret only we shared. One afternoon, we sat together on the campus lawn, books forgotten as we talked about life. The sun dipped low, painting everything in warm orange hues. Sophia leaned back on her elbows, her face tilted toward the sky. "You ever feel like you've been living a life that doesn't really belong to you?" she asked suddenly. The question hit me harder than I expected. Sometimes, I admitted. Like I've been, following a script someone else wrote. Her eyes shifted to mine, searching, holding. I felt exposed under that gaze, like she could see the questions I had buried deep inside me. My pulse quickened. I wanted to look away, but something in me refused. She smiled faintly. "Maybe it's not too late to start living your own." Those words echoed in my chest long after. That night, I lay in bed and whispered the question to myself for the first time. What if I'm not straight? The thought terrified me, but it also felt strangely like relief, like something inside me was finally cracking open to the light. It happened on a rainy evening. We had been studying in her dorm room, papers and books scattered across the floor. Thunder rumbled outside, and the sound of raindrops against the window filled the pauses in our conversation. Sophia stretched out on the rug, sighing dramatically. "I give up. My brain can't hold any more information." I laughed and collapsed beside her. "Same. We're doomed." Our shoulders brushed, and neither of us moved away. The air shifted, heavy with something I couldn't name. I turned my head and found her watching me, her face close enough that I could see the flecks of gold in her dark eyes. My breath caught. Without thinking, I reached up and tucked a strand of hair behind her ear. My fingers lingered against her cheek longer than they should have. She didn't pull away. Instead, she placed her hand over mine, holding it there. "Emma," she whispered. My name had never sounded like that before, soft, tender, filled with something unspoken. The world shrank until it was just the two of us, lying there with our hands touching and hearts racing. I wanted to kiss her. I wanted it so badly it scared me. But fear kept me frozen, and after a moment, she let go of my hand gently, giving me space. Even though nothing more happened that night, I couldn't stop thinking about the warmth of her skin against mine. That touch unraveled everything I thought I knew about myself. A week later, I couldn't take it anymore. The confusion, the ache, the way my heart skipped whenever Sophia was near, it was all too much to keep inside. We were sitting in a quiet cafe, sipping hot chocolate. My hands trembled as I played with the rim of my mug. "There's something I need to tell you," I blurted, my voice barely above a whisper. Her brow furrowed with concern. What is it? I swallowed hard. I don't think I'm straight. At least, not when I'm around you. I've never felt this way before, not for anyone. Sophia's eyes softened, and for a moment, she didn't say anything. My heart hammered in my chest, terrified I had ruined everything. But then, she reached across the table and took my hand. You don't have to label it right now, she said gently. All that matters is how you feel. And if you feel something for me, then I feel it too. Her thumb brushed over my knuckles, grounding me. Relief and joy washed over me in equal measure. I wasn't alone in this. Whatever this was, she wanted it too. For the first time, I allowed myself to believe that maybe, just maybe, love wasn't confined to the script I had been given. The kiss came the night of her birthday. She had invited a few close friends over, but as the evening wound down, it was just the two of us left, sitting on her balcony with fairy lights twinkling above us. She leaned against me, her head resting on my shoulder. This is the best birthday I've had in years, she murmured. I turned to look at her, my heart swelling. The soft glow of the lights framed her face, and she was beautiful in a way that made me ache. Happy birthday, Sophia, I whispered. She lifted her head, and suddenly we were face to face. Our eyes locked, and the world seemed to hold its breath. Slowly, she leaned in, giving me every chance to pull away. I didn't. Our lips met in a gentle, trembling kiss. It was soft at first, hesitant, but when she cupped my face in her hands, something inside me broke open. I kissed her back, deeper this time, pouring all the feelings I had tried to deny into that moment. When we finally pulled apart, I was breathless. She smiled against my lips. Took us long enough. I laughed, tears stinging my eyes. Yeah, but it was worth the wait. That kiss changed everything. It wasn't just attraction, it was truth. In that moment, I knew who I was and who I wanted. Loving Sophia didn't just change my relationship status, it changed me. I no longer felt like I was pretending to be someone I wasn't. With her, I could breathe fully, laugh freely, and dream honestly. We spent nights tangled together, whispering secrets in the dark. We held hands in public, testing the waters of being seen. Every kiss, every touch, every moment with her felt like a piece of myself was finally falling into place. One evening, lying in her bed with her arms around me, I whispered, I used to think I was straight. 19 years of believing it. But I was wrong. I just hadn't met you yet. She pressed a kiss to my forehead, her voice soft against my skin. You don't have to explain. Love doesn't need permission, it just happens. And it had happened, in the most unexpected, beautiful way. Looking back, I realized that my whole life had been leading me to this moment, not to a label, not to an expectation, but to her. To us. I thought I was straight until I was 19. Then I met Sophia and everything changed. And in her arms, I finally found the kind of love I never knew I was searching for.